Welcome to Franco Tenelli's Vocal Terms Dictionary. Today's subject is Chiaro Scuro. Chiaro Scuro is a very important term to understand nature and power of classical voices. Classical voice is the richest instrument of all natural instruments we know and has one specific quality that other instruments don't have. While higher harmonics and instruments decline upon their higher overtones, in voice, so-called high vocal formanta actually comes as strong and even stronger than basic tone. That occurs in supported or classically trained voices and not in falsetto voices. Falsetto voice production produces the same declining harmonics blend like any other instrument. Not only classical voices use supported way of singing. Some popular rock and blues singers use close to classical way technique. Difference only in style and volume. Some styles like bossa nova use exclusive falsetto type of voice production. Some certified and copyrighted techniques. I have no idea how can you copyright a technique. Anyways, they use so-called chiaro scuro and speech level. Chiaro scuro and so-called speech level technique are contradictory to each other because speech, according to scientific research, produces different harmonics depending on the vowel. As for chiaro scuro, we have only two outstanding harmonics called vocal formantas. This huge mistake was made because originally speech level technique comes from classical approach, disproved by the vast majority of classical professional singers. It used to be called sing as you speak. Rocco Pandiscio, singer baritone, used to sing with this technique and teach this technique. This cliché is only applicable to students that has natural, beautifully placed speaking voice. You can read about this in detail in Jerome Hines' book, Four Voices of Men, page 26, support appoggio. The scuro usually comes from 400 to 600 Hz and chiaro to 2500 to 3000 Hz. All classical voices supposed to have these outstanding harmonics, and the only difference will be in the balance between them. This balance will cause either woofiness in the voice or too much chiaro that has metallic quality in it. In fact, true classical voice range should be considered upon having these two harmonics in the voice. Full lyric tenor, for example, and dramatic tenor supposed to have this harmonic starting from C to C, or C below middle C and C above middle C. Falsetto voice cannot have scuro or chiaro because it's technique based on partial vibration of the vocal cords. Here is an example of the guitar tone and its falsetto. Tone, falsetto or flageolet, based on the partial vibration of the chord. The same tone, but taken fully, has different quality. Compare it again with flageolet. Let's take human voice. Falsetto. Full voice. For that reason, no matter how hard you try, falsetto cannot be brought to the full voice. Falsetto doesn't have any chiaro or scuro, as I mentioned before, and close to instrumental type of sounds. Chiaro scuro, or more technically speaking, low and high vocal formantas, is a result of the voice technique that is produced by full closure of the vocal cords. Let's take Caro mio ben as example. First take will be Caro mio ben first line with falsetto technique. Caro mio ben. second take with mezza voce technique.
Caro mio ben,
Third take with full voice technique.
caro mio ben.
In these examples, you clearly see that mezza voce and full voice are very similar because they produce by the same technique, by the full closure of vocal cords. In falsetto, vocal cords do not close up fully. It is impossible to turn falsetto tone into a chiaro scuro tone without the obvious break in the voice, like it is impossible to turn guitar flageolet tone into the main guitar tone. As I said before, chiaro scuro is a must in any projective acoustic techniques. Depending on styles of music, it will have different blend or different balance, but the essence will be the same. This was Franco Tenelli's Vocal Terms Dictionary, Chiaro Scuro. Subscribe not to miss upcoming videos.